What is good, guys? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one I want to break down what's happening with Tesla SPY and a couple of other tickers. I'm going to break down what's happening with the overall market moving forward and how things are looking in my personal opinion. But let me first mention that I am not a financial planner. Take nothing I say as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please check out the Weeble link, which is down below and in the description. If you sign up for Weeble and deposit $500, you're guaranteed 20 free stocks. And the offer ends at the end of this month. It's been extended for just a couple more days. And just notes that I will not be promoting this in July. So this offer is going to end very soon. Anyways, for the market, I just wanted to call out that for SPY, we are attempting to rebound right here. I did call this out as a strong possibility in my early morning video. I also broke down this trend line right here, and we approached this resistance very close to our 20 EMA right here. So we'll just have to see what kind of reaction we get. Will we break through this, or will we get a big rejection? If we get that rejection, SPY will continue to fall even lower, and we're just watching that at least for now. Now, our data ended up coming out and everything was looking a little bit weaker. Our services index is showing some weakness, not to mention consumer confidence is close to expectations. But as a result of all of this, the market's actually pumping just a little bit. Now we're going to be approaching some key resistance, so I will break down more information about that. Now, we also have the bill auction coming out at about 11:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then Cook gives a speech from the Fed, which should be very minor. Besides that, there's nothing too crazy going on with the markets in terms of news, in terms of data. It's all like more minor, at least for the most part. So, what's happening right over here for SPY? SPY is basically rebounding, and we're watching our 4-hour 20 EMA, this 544.5 area. If we break through this, excuse me, if we break through this, we'll be looking for a very, very nice push into the 545.8 area to fill this imbalance, and then SPY can start pushing to much higher levels, try to actually uptrend. So that's going to be very key if we end up breaking that resistance. If we fail to do so, look at the trend on SPY. We had this high at 550.5. We dipped all the way down towards 543. Then we made a lower high all the way up to about 547. We dipped all the way down again towards 542, only to make another lower high. So we are downtrending. If you guys look at how SPY is moving so far, it's on a downtrend. So to be bullish, and this is what I want to make very clear, you need to see SPY break through this, come down like this, just continue this uptrend. That's the more bullish, way SPY is going to move. And to be bearish, you want to see it basically just continue to do this, where we had this high here, we come down, continue this downtrend, come down, and we retest this resistance only to reject and continue to drop. So that's going to take us to a more bearish phase if we get a big rejection. So that's what I'm talking about when it comes to the big test. Is SPY about to reject near this level? Are we going to break through this trend line, or are we about to get a big rejection, just continue lower? As of right now, it's looking like it might get a rejection. I do favor that a little bit more. But just to be safe, I'm gonna be watching for the next couple of hours just for confirmation. It looks to me like SPY is going to get that rejection. It's going to struggle at our 20 EMA. So I'll be watching to see if we do get that rejection. Then yes, we will continue to decline all the way back down to 543. Losing 543 will open the doors for even more downside. I think we'll be retesting our 20 EMA and then our 50 EMA on the 4-hour time frame around 541. All right, so the big test is here. Will SPY reject here and start dipping down to 541, or will we end up breaking resistance and breaking out? Both are possible, but the odds do favor us rejecting. But just to be safe, we'll wait and see. Now, for Nvda, what you'll notice is that Nvda has been pushing back up again from 115 all the way back up to 124. That's the exact level I called out in my morning video. But notice that that's where our 1520 EMAs happen to be, firstly. And then secondly, as Nvidia is pushing up higher, things are still very tough for the share price. The share price is now approaching this resistance. We'll have to watch to see if Nvidia gets a rejection here and continues to dip. It's possible it rejects in this 124 to 125 area, which is where we have a resistance. If that happens, the market's going to get dragged down. If we break through this resistance at 126, we'll be pushing all the way up to at least 130. So watch Nvidia. Are we about to reject here? If that happens, that could drag the market even lower. Bitcoin went up to our target about the 62,000 area. Now we're starting to show some weakness. We haven't broken past that. If we do break 62,000, I'll be looking for 63,780 next. Otherwise, Bitcoin could reject here and start, turning back down. So I'll have to give that a little bit more time. For the QQQ, we are rebounding. I did call out the 478.8 area, our 20 EMA. We're testing this EMA as well, just like that of SPY. If we get a big rejection, we'll be retracing back down to 474. If we break past 478, we're going to be looking for 480. My gut is telling me it might get a rejection. So I'm going to be very careful, and just to be safe, we'll see. So if we get that rejection, we break and we reject off 478.8, look for a move back down towards 474 or so. So I'll be watching for that. For Apple's just kind of trading sideways. We have 210 and 212 as resistance and 207 as supports. We're kind of trading sideways here, so there's a chance that this might actually retrace back down to 207 and actually make a lower high before it continues to dip. But we're just shuffling on Apple in a range, so I'll have to give that a little bit more time. Supermicro has kind of like a head and shoulders like structure. We have a left shoulder here. We have a head. Could be forming a right shoulder. The way this can move is we might get a little pump. Could go a little higher towards this 855 area, maybe a little bit higher. Then we'll be watching to see if we get a rejection. We start dipping lower. I'm going to give this a little bit more time just to see how things end up going. For Amazon, Amazon's looking a little bit weaker as we have this bearish divergence that formed. But for the short term, it is trying to push higher. So I am seeing some short term upside coming forward for that 190 test. And we'll just have to see how things kind of react from there. That's going to be very important. For Coinbase, we have 220 as resistance, not to mention 225. If we go up to 220, whoops, sorry about that, guys. Let me just close that. If we go up to about this 220 area, this will be our resistance. If we break that, we'll have 225. It's going to likely kind of pump here and then kind of reject. So just give that a little bit more time. But watch and see where we reject. It will be 220 or 225. For Meta, watching 510 and eventually 515, it should reject off one of those levels. Microsoft will retest 450. We'll see if you reject it or not. But look for a little bit more upside. And just, I think it's going to continue to consolidate for some time. We're just trading sideways. Google pushed all the way up to about 184. If we break that, look for 185 as we're approaching highs, but just be careful as we approach these new resistance levels. We're in unmarked territory, so it does have more upside potential. And then we also have GameStop, which is actually trading sideways, actually dipping a bit, so it's showing some weakness to me. Same thing with AMC, as it has a gap to fill all the way down to about 4.3. There's a good chance it might come down to fill this gap before it tries to bounce, so a little bit more downside is likely coming for the memes. So that's what I'm seeing for the markets, guys. SPY is continuing to push, but like I said before, watch that resistance at 544.5. If SPY breaks through that, we could push higher. If we fail, we're going to be looking for a rejection, so just be careful. I do favor the rejection a little bit more, but once again, I'm going to wait and see. As a trader, sometimes you just have to give the market the time it needs, and we'll see how it goes from there. With that being said, thank you for listening. Have a great day, guys, and I'll see you guys very soon on the next video in just a couple of hours. All right, so watch your levels very carefully for Tesla SPY and the others. We're at this key level. Same thing with the QQQ. Actually, the QQQ is getting very close right now. It's this 20 EMA. So we'll see if it breaks or not. If it does break through this, we could push even higher. If not, look for a rejection. So the big test is coming. That's what I'm referring to for SPY, the QQQ, and the overall market. But anyways, I'll see you guys soon. Have a great day. And remember, guys, to be very patient in a market like this. It can be very tricky sometimes. So I'll see you guys soon, and peace out.